Your recording will be okay without this?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, take it. It's okay?
Yes, Maharaj.
How much light we need?
Lower that maybe a little bit.
How much light we need? হ্যাঁ ওরকম করে তাও পড়ে যাক অর্ধেকটায় তো কেউ তো ওরকম ভাবে দিচ্ছ কেন না দিলে দেবে না কমছে প্র্যাকটিক্যালিটি সেন্স নেই You have to say yes, it is catching. Okay, let us chant then. Om Shahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitam Astu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Om. May Brahman protect us both, the teacher and the student. You have not, so know why you are coming without books, I don't know. Regularly those who are coming should have a book.
I have a book lost.
Lost, what does it mean? There is no book there. Okay. Okay, so I say you join me. I will say first, you join me. Om. May Brahman protect us both.
May Brahman protect us both.
The teacher and the student.
The teacher and the student.
Equally.
Equally.
May he enable us
May he enable us
to share the benefit
to share the benefit
of the learning
of the learning
equally.
equally.
May we be equally strong
May we be equally strong
to grasp the meaning of the learning.
to grasp the meaning of the learning.
May the learning
May the learning
be equally fruitful
be equally fruitful
to us.
to us.
May we never be jealous
May we never be jealous
of each other.
of each other.
Peace,
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 peace.
peace.
Now we have quite a long time. We have not read this Kathopanishad, but it is one of the lucid texts of the ancient Vedic literature. And Swami Vivekananda talked about this Kathopanishad very lovingly. And the meaning of this Upanishad is to unfold, how to unfold the inner divinity in us, which is veiled in the covering of ignorance. And it started with a beautiful background of how a young boy, full of strength and respect for himself and respect for his teacher and the ancient tradition, faces the god of death and asks him the highest question of human life, which is to know what is there beyond this death. We see life, we see birth, we also see death. So this is the big question. It haunts the heart of all the people, sensible people in the world. And it is not limited to any country, culture, or any limited locality of the people, but it is the human eternal quest, what is after death. So that was the context in which this book started, and we have moved so far up to page 95, it seems, where this second chapter, starting with this, the first chapter ended there when the student, as Nachiketa, asked the question to the teacher that some people say there is something, some people say there is nothing after death. And you are the Lord and Master, control the death. And so you are the person to be the right teacher to teach me. So with this question, the teacher first tried to delude that or taste the student whether he is a fake question, or it is a genuine quest for truth. So he gave him enormous temptations where ordinary people will be all lost and they will say, I don't want God, give me these things. Had we been there, probably we had said, okay, that we can think of God and other things later on, give me all these things now. But he was a man of renunciation, he's a person of renunciation, persistent on what he wants to know. That is the greatness, that's called the Shraddha, the unflinching faith and trust in one's potentiality, and also trust and faith in the Guru's word and also in the scriptures. So that was the uniqueness of this person, Nachiketa. And Swami Vivekananda wanted that we should have Shraddha like Nachiketa to accomplish the truth. So, in the last chapter we find that after all this, when Nachiketa succeeded in facing these tests by his Guru, then he was very pleased and he started talking about the Atman. When it is said that Atman cannot be killed, as you know, Vedantic concept of Atman. Atman is very near and at the same time farthest of the farther. It is the self, it is motionless, yet it travels far and wide. It is inactive, it is most active. All these contradictory thoughts are given that it is whatever you see, whatever you feel, it is only that absolute truth, in motion or in non-motion. And it being present in all form, yet it is formless. The only permanent entity amongst all the impermanent objects in the universe, great and all-pervasive, is the self. So that he described what is called the self. But now the question comes, who can be mastering, who can be a student to grasp the truth? It is not for the weak people, it is not for the invalid people or sick people, mentally sick. Many times people think spirituality is for the sick people. Oh, you cannot do anything. Okay, go into temple and search something spiritual. It is not so. It is for the strongest people in the world who can stand on their foot of their reasoning and can face the challenges of every aspect of it. So the first wonderful verse, it has been said, Swami Vivekananda used to talk about that. It is said, Nayam Atma Balahine Labho. This Atman, this all-pervaded principle, the self-consciousness, the truth which is in the heart of all of us, which is farther than the farthest, nearer than the nearest, which pervades everything in the cosmos, is beyond mind, beyond intellect, and at the same time, all our mind and intellect pulsates because of the presence of that consciousness. Such a unique phenomena. So it cannot be attained by scholarship. You may be great scholarship, but it is not enough. Or by the power of your intellect, or by hearing about it from many sources. Now you can Google search and get everything. By Google searching, you cannot realize Atman. Or by sitting and all day and night intellectually fighting, this, you cannot. But Yameva Isho Brinuti Tinala, only whom the Atman chooses, or you choose, you embrace, you accept as your heart and soul, only then that truth will reveal. But who will be the competent person? Again, on the last verse, 24th verse of the first chapter, second subdivision. It is said on page 85 that it is not for a person who is not a person of character. Spirituality is a foundation, should be character. Bold, pure character which is searching the truth and truth. So he says, Na vidata duscharitat, na shantona samahita, na shantamanaso vapi pragyanena evam apniyat. So one who is guilty of misconduct cannot realize the self. Simple formula. When anyone can be a big PhD or big scholar, a Nobel laureate even, it matters little what his character. It is enough that he is a big guy, intellectually he can compete in that area. In any field of science, art, literature, it is okay. You don't care for the whatever his personal character. But if you want to be a student of Vedanta, you want to build your spiritual foundation on the rock foundation of character, then your edifice of absolute non-dualism or the truth that you can achieve. Without that foundation, the superstructure will crumble into dust. So it is not for them. So it is a beautiful verse asserting this Vedanta student who will be able to actually really learn this scripture and assimilate that in his or her own life. That means, first of all, bold, pure, strong character, determination, purpose of life. Yes, there will be struggle, failures, matters little. But whatever happens, this is my goal. That's why some of the who comes to join in this order, some of our sadhus say, don't leave, hold on, like a bulldog. Bulldog, when it catches, you cut his head, no, he will not give up the grip. So bulldog tenacity. Spirituality is not for the weak people. You have to hold the ideal and hold it in such a grip, whatever sacrifices, nothing for that. I will not give up. So that's a very powerful strength, the idea given here. Now, avirata, those who have not stopped doing negative activities, duscharita, which is not character, profound character of purity, love, compassion, holiness, empathy, service, looking good of everyone, not finding fault always. Some people had a very damaging misunderstanding. I am a Vedanta, so I want to find fault with everyone. Because I want to criticize, not this, not this, not this. So I should have to find a fault. There's a very negative understanding because the character is not based on the strong foundation of purity and love. So purity, love, compassion, holiness, charity, or the feeling for service for others, all these golden qualities should be the foundation. And on that foundation, the spirituality should manifest. And not only that, whose mind is restless day and night because of his weakness for running into the objects of the senses, and who is incapable of controlling his mind and talking, I am Brahman. But we'll say, yes, I am Brahman, it's my failure, I will have to conquer this. But many times we support our weaknesses and say, oh, that is okay, and then go on. No, it is not. There should be very strong and powerful understanding about that, because when the mind is distracted in thousand things, you cannot think of Brahman, the Absolute, who is everywhere. You say even God, in dualistic language you call God, seeing God everywhere. You have to see God everywhere. The mind does not allow you to see. Train the mind to see God everywhere. And don't pamper that mind. Okay, it is God, it is all neti, I am Brahman. So that's why this verse is very important. It's emphasizing on the condition of a student who should be serious. That means whose mind is not incapable of controlling the mind, he is not fit for this. or who is always looking for the results of their actions. You do work, only highest characteristics. That is important, what Gita is teaching. Do your work. Don't expect the results. Huh? It's very difficult and sometimes difficult to intellectually understand. How can I do work and not expect anything? I don't know, you do work, you will get your monthly salary much better with minus anxiety. And if you do your work and expect much and don't get it, you go to depression. So even for living a wonderful life in the society, one should be strong. Do your work, and I have done my best. Must is if you are a lover of God, say, give it to God. But whatever comes, I accept. That's a boldness, that boldness of character. Then you don't get disturbed. Main thing is how we can keep our mind rested in the ideal. If it is all frittered away, it fritters away its energy in thinking of what I am to get and I am not getting, and this is good. You cogitate and go on fighting. Your peace of mind is also disturbed. So these are the characteristics have been given, that na abhirata duscharitat. Duscharitat abhirata, one who continues to misbehave or character, no, it is not for him. Has no chance of attaining the self. Ashanto, chance means chance is there. If I know my mind is going, I will try. That's just every student have to try and to conquer that state. It is not a saying that it's hopelessness, but it is giving the seriousness of this spiritual quest. When you want to attain $1 billion, as I always give the example, you cannot expect that I will go to McDonald's and work for 5 hours and I will get the $1 billion. No. You have to equip yourself, you have to equip your intellect, your energy and your capability to lift into that level that you can earn $1 billion. Otherwise, you want to live in a ordinary life and then you get ordinary benefit. Not the benefit what the spiritual wisdom can give, eternal joy, eternal freedom, eternal bliss. So, asamahita, like that. Now, we have read that this, we are on the page, what they say? And this says that this body, we are in this body. And this beautiful example of the Kathopanishad, that Atmanam Ratinam Viddhi Shariram Ratamevatu. It is on page 92. Buddhim Tusharathing Viddhi Manaha Pragrahamevacha. Indriyani, 93 page. Indriyani hayan nahur vishayang steshu gocharan atmendriya mano yuktam bhakta ityahu manishina. So this is the thing, that this body is like a chariot, and who is riding inside, he is the boss, there is Atman, and there is the buddhi, intellect. It's like a wheel driver, and in his hand the reins. Rein is the mind, and the 10 horses are there. 5 organs of perception, 5 organs of action. These 10 horses. And 10 horses have their corresponding subject. Eye runs where there is a touch of beauty. Ear runs wherever there is music or sweet voice. No? Tongue runs where there is good food. So the nose will be when there is good fragrance. No? So these have their corresponding subjects, and they are always running to go here and there and there and there. But the mind, if it is not held in the hand of the buddhi, who will control the chariot? That's why think that a strong person sitting as a driver, who has the reins under full control in his hand, And the reins are not weak. It does not tear. It does not elongate. Plastic, like a, no, elastic. It goes here and there, okay, allowed. No, no. The boss does not want, driver does not want to take a right turn, the car goes on to the right turn. What happens? There is a disaster. And also, it is not your intention. But you say, I would like to go to the left. Left it will go. Right, I want to go. I will go. But if the horses are free, have their own freedom, and the driver has no control over that, naturally the reckless condition of the car, it can hit anything and it can break. So this is a very beautiful example given, that in this body, the Master, the Lord, the all-pervaded self, Atman, it is shining in the heart. And there is the Buddhi. And that Buddhi is controlling the mind, and mind is connected with the each senses. So if it is perfectly handled, then the entire life, the chariot will reach the goal. So this is the point. That's why we have read that. Now, but it will not work. Buddhi is not have a clarity of understanding. Where did you don't know where you are going? That's why it said those who are not in DUI. What is that?
Driving under the influence.
I. If the driver is drunk and is driving under the influence of drunkenness, then you do not know the car is going which direction. So it should be clear buddhi. Driver should know what is my destination. He should be awake, alert to help this car move in the right direction, to reach the right destination. So that's why let us read today 95 verse, which says, Yastu Vijnanavan Bhavati, Yastu Vijnanavan Bhavatu, Bhavati, Ajuktena Manasha Saha, Ajuktena Manasha Saha, Tassendriyani Vashyani, Tashendriyani Avashyani, Dushtva Iva Sarathe, Dushtvashva Iva Sarathe. As a Sarathi is the driver, and Dushta also, bad horses. Bad horses means who does not listen to his boss. So if the senses don't listen to the mind, and mind does not obey the buddhi, so then it is a disaster. So they are describing that. Just to, if a person, if the intellect, that the buddhi, is incapable of discriminating between the right and wrong, which direction I should go, he is puzzled, he is drunk. He has no right understanding, he is puzzled. If that is so, and is all connected with an uncontrolled mind, naturally, when one place the buddhi gets wrongly influenced by something, wrong thing, mind also will be, as is the boss, all his assistants work like that, no? Efficient boss, his assistants will be efficient. If the boss is inefficient, naturally, even good subordinate people, they also become very relaxed, don't do their duties. So it is, if the understanding or intellect or buddhi is to be very strong, if it is not capable of discriminating which direction I go, which is beneficial for me, which is not, which takes me to the path of impermanent, real, unreal thing, which takes me to the reality. If he is not clear on this, and also connected with the uncontrolled mind. And the mind is also running here and there and there and there. It is like a charioteer who has to deal with the uncontrollable and vicious horses. This is given the example, horses example, that is in our condition. So what it is indicating? That means it is indicating take care of your buddhi, understanding. Have a right understanding. How will you have the right understanding? Your right understanding will come when you go to the right person, go to the right teacher, go to the right book. How many books are available now? Bestseller books are hundreds and thousands. But what book we should read? Read only the books which the realized souls have expressed, their experiences. Because they have seen God. So read their books. Don't find any book very popular, how 1,000 people reading means you have to run. You are reading the thought of another person. Rather read the books of those who are not in the thought level, those who are in the level of experience. Read Vivekananda, read Brahmananda, read Sri Ramakrishna, read Buddha, read Christ. People don't read all these things. They go to the Tika Tippani, notes and sub-notes. People are very serious to read many commentaries and things. They do not know the original. That's why he says, first read the Gita. Don't read first Shankara Bhashya. Many people say, I read the Vedas. Oh my God, what you read the Vedas? First read Gita. There is a course, there should be some syllabus. So, understanding is this, you have to read the books written by or expressed. They have not written, Upanishads are not written, we are reading this. They can give us the right direction because the sages have experienced that, understood not only intellectually, but they have experienced. Ramakrishna said, I have seen God. I saw God more tangibly than I see you. That's called the aparoksha anubhuti. Anubhuti, experience, not through paroksha. Paroksha means a media. I am seeing this through my glass. If my power of the glass is not just fitted to my eyes, it will give a distortion in my reading. If it is colored differently, I see the whole world colored. So the question is that it is to be read through a right lens. And those are the sages and saints who have experienced. And that if you take out this, then you can see face to face the truth. That means there is no other object to cover your wisdom. That means see God face to face, without mind, without intellect, without ego. Throw away all this. That's why Vedanta teaches 5 koshas, 5 sheets. And each sheet, peel up, like onion, peel up. And then what will remain? At the end, what will remain? That will remain. So long it is covered, this is dim manifestation or brighter manifestation. The light is inside, but it is covered with 5 layers of covering. And depending on how clouded the covers, how dark the covering, you may not see a little glimpse of light that day when the thick cloud covers the sky. We say, oh, today the sun is not. Today we don't see the sun. We don't see the sun. Sun is not gone anywhere. Sun is sun. But it is covering our vision. That's thick layer. And someday you find beautiful. It's a little thick, fine layer of cloud, and you see the sun behind. It is the Saguna Brahma Darshan. You see the glow of the sun with its majesty and with a thin layer of clouds. It's beauty. It's beauty. That's almost gone. A little layer of patches of cloud all around. It can create beauty and poetry. So, how to eradicate all this? That's called the direct. When no cloud, you and the sun, you can see the sun. That's why we say, in our everyday puja book, we said at the time of starting our puja, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Shuraya Divivo Chakshur Atatam. Chakshu Atatam, with your eyes open, as in the daytime, you see the sky, sun, if there is no cloud, of course. That is the way, the same way the sages have seen the truth directly like that. That's why Gita says that at the same time, if there are thousands of suns appear in the sky, that vision, can you ignore that vision? Can you be doubtful about, oh, God is there, maybe I will find him somewhere? It is tangible experience, aparoksha anubhuti. So that is the thing. So if the intellect is incapable of discriminating between the right and wrong, and is also connected with an uncontrolled mind, it is like a charioteer who has to deal with the uncontrollable and vicious horse. Now let me see what this translation says. I am reading the Chinmayananda Swami's translation. It says, one who is always unrestrained mind and devoid of right understanding, his sense organs become uncontrollable, like the vicious horses of a charioteer. The same, nothing special. Now, on the opposite sense, this is a negative way of saying. Always Upanishads are very kind. To convince in our heart, they say, this is not this, this is this. So you are not to doubt anyway. Then positively said, but on the contrary, just to, what is that? Vijnanovan bhavati, Jnanovan bhavati, yuktena manasa sada, yuktena manasa sada, tashendriyani vashyani, tashendriyani vashyani, sadashva iva sarate, sadashva iva sarate. When a person has right type of discriminating intellect, that intellect analyzes rightly, right decision. You can take a right decision maker, clear understanding. And if that type of intellect is guiding us, suppose in our self, we have our intellect. Is it clouded intellect or clear intellect? If that clear intellect which can discriminate what is wrong, what is right, what is permanent, what is impermanent, if that type of discriminating intellect is there, when a person has that, and has that intellect always joined to the mind, and his mind is controlled, directly controlled, is connected in the hand of the charioteer, the reins are there. The reins are the mind. See why the reins are mine? You are looking at me, but you will not see if your mind is somewhere else. I am saying it is hitting your eardrum, but if your mind is somewhere else, you don't hear. You are eating something, but you don't know what you ate unless mind is connected there. So mind must be connected with each of the sense perception. So the mind should be strong and it should obey the boss. Who is the boss of the mind? Intellect. Buddhi. So buddhi should be strong, able guide, strong buddhi, and his mind should have a quite good rapport with the buddhi. It does not resent, oh, you say, boss says something and mind goes another direction. That is in our immature state. But by cultivating spiritual practice, it knows, hey, you have to listen to boss, otherwise you'll be driven out, job gone. That means that's a training. A long time it takes. So this is the second condition. Mind should be under the guidance of mind, should obey the guidance of the intellect, under the control, and that is, and his senses are also under control. Senses are listening to mind. For us, what has happened? Mind is following the senses. Understand? But what should be? Senses should follow the mind. Sense, your mind will say, I don't want to see. Your eyes will be there, it will not see. Is it not a bit greater control? But for us, anything comes, I will look this way also. If I don't want to see, this way we see. But I am a slave of my eyes have to see something and mind have to go there. We have become slaves to our senses. Be a master of your senses. Mean you decide whether you will see it not, whether you will eat it, whether you will smell, whether you will touch, whether you will taste. It is your control. Why you should be a slave of your senses? That is the teaching of the. That's why Upanishad is for the bold people. Not for the Nembi-Pembi, our Swami Sarvadevananda Maharaj's language. Nembi-Pembi people. Yes.
Swami, actually, nowadays in the field, in my field in psychology, so many people now, the mind has gotten so scattered that there is a mindfulness practice is to bring the mind back to the senses,
Yeah.
where you just focus on what you're seeing, what you're tasting, because the mind is so running all over.
Right. That is very true. Because you know what you stand before, you sit before the movie, what you see, or television, what you do. Even the children. Why to blame anybody? We Vedanta or yoga is teaching, calm down your mind. Your serene mind will give you the inner joy, touch of your inner joy. And what we are getting? We are training them to jump like a monkey. Monkey cannot jump so many times. And now the high speed things, if I sit for a few minutes there, my head gets troubled. In a split second, so much going on. So your mind is becoming more turbulent. So that's why it is difficult to, that's why what we call that the retention or the capacity to concentrate is very difficult. But anyhow, if you want to be yogi, you will have to do this. Question. There is no alternative. You want to go to military, you cannot say, oh, I will not be able to get this test, though it is difficult. You see how many military tests are there, how many hurdles are there. They are trained that way, no? So we have to train. But it do be difficult, and truly. Yes.
When we see or smell or hear something, I'm evaluating constantly. So is the evaluation in the mind or in the...
What I am seeing, mind is get involved, then intellect will observe that. But when mind gets not much involved, mind may be the worship observer of the senses. The sense I is bringing this information. It first reports to the mind. Mind reports it to intellect. Intellect reports it to ego. And whenever it comes up to that far, the flash of the light of consciousness falls on that. And then this information comes back, acts to the sense organs. So it is, but if the pure mind will catch pure thoughts, the same incident will create two impressions, one in a clouded mind, another in a pure mind. Pure mind will find some greater meaning and purpose out of that. But impure mind even will find impure thoughts out of even the holy people. Say Ramakrishna's life, the Buddha's life, they are all have to pass through this test that the world, as the world looks at them. But those who have the pure in heart, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Simple, very simple. Purity. Purity means it is free from this confusion and delusion, free from this tangible attraction where you are like a slave, bound slave. Like people get addicted. When you get addicted, you become a slave of that. You start smoking. Yes, that's good. Nothing bad. One smoke, what is that? But you go on and on, you become a victim of that. And now you try to get out. My God, it's a serious struggle. So we should not be slave of any subject. But point is that I must have to decide what I want. Not my senses will decide, or the outside object will decide my fate, my likings, my dislikings, my joys, my suffering. But we have given this freedom to the senses. And we have given not this life. Hindus believe in many lives. All the life. What the sense, this ordinary life of billions of people, what is that? Only living whatever the sensitive world is bombarding on our eyes and to the senses and to the mind, and then we are getting charged with that type of thought. And okay, there is nothing wrong if it can give us permanent joy and peace. No problem. Let everyone go for that. But it brings only frustration. It cannot give the joy what we want, our expected joy, our permanent type of joy, peace, all this solace. So if it cannot, then we have to find some means how to get out of it. It is not escaping from life. It is not avoiding anything. It is a mere necessity of life to stand on our own dignity. If it is not, you are a slave. I am a slave. And slave, what is the joy of a slave? Slave has no any joy. Slave life has no joy. That's why we call those realized people called free. Free means they're freed from all these entanglements. It is their choice. If they want to eat, they will eat. If they want to see, they will see. Things will happen, they will not see. They will not act and react because they have the perfect control. I want, then I associate. I don't want, I withdraw. Swami Turiyananda, his surgery was going on the carbuncle on the back, and he withdrew his mind. That's all. Doctors did all this surgery, but what happened? Nothing happened. He didn't understand anything, as if he was given to anesthesia. No, he was not. He was perfectly like you and me sitting. When doctors started operating, telling only, okay, Swami, we are starting. And okay, you do. He withdraw the mind from here to there. Finish. So he has the mastery. This is the point. He has the mastery. He can anytime, as I can put this book, it's my book, I can put it here, I can put it there. So mind can be trained in such a way that it is here in the body, without the body, go to the cosmic consciousness. Or whatever your chosen ideal, devotional way you talk about, wherever. The mind, it can be moved from it's one point to another point, and you should have the mastery. The yogis have the mastery. So that's called the freedom. Spirituality is freedom, freedom from the bonds of the senses and the sensate, attractions, or it is a slavery, the slavery of the senses. It is good if you have the full control. Yes, you want to enjoy, go. Your mind with a sharp intellect, you understand that is good for you. Your mind enjoy that perfectly. Enjoy food when you are eating. Why not? Why do we not enjoy our life in any way? We do not know how to enjoy life at all. Eating, give full mind in some of our Swami Nitya Sarvadevananda Maharaj. He was the founder of our Institute of Culture, Gold Park. He's so perfect person. Everything should be perfect. And when he is eating, he can tell you how much salt is extra or how much spice has been done, what wrong size of the potato has been cut. It should not be this big, it should be this. It should be sliced like that. It is not done. But every bit of it, because he's totally focused. And when he's sitting for meditation, he sit for, I saw him around 10 o'clock in the night. Kali Puja is going on. He sat there. Morning, 5:30 or so. Everything is over. He is getting up. And we, within 10 minutes, we are bending like that, doing like that, and running and going out and going out. It is not like here. They are full of mosquitoes. And mosquitoes does not bother him. But we are running for mosquitoes here and there because mind is restless. Even mosquito comes here, we feel disturbed. But his mind is not there. So see, he has controlled his mind in such a way, whatever he does, 100% mind is there. Enjoy meditation, enjoy eating fish, enjoy eating a soup, enjoy going to see some beautiful scenic place, enjoy whatever music, do. So this is if one can master the mind, so this is the idea that you should have to have that state of mind. So, so when a person has a discriminating intellect and has the intellect always joined to the mind, that is under control, and his senses are also under control, then he is like a charioteer who has well-trained horses to handle. Now again, what? We'll go to there. Which verse? 7? 7, okay. Page 97. Yastu abhigyanavan bhavati. Yastu abhigyanavan bhavati. Amanaskas. Naki. Bhavati. Amanaska sada suchihi. Amanaska sada shuchi nashatat padamapnoti nashatat padam apnoti sangsharam chadhigacchati sangsharam chadhigacchati. So, but that person whose intellect is abhigyanavan. It cannot discriminate. It cannot analyze right and wrong. Amanasko and amanasko. Mind is not focused. It is distracted. Mind is not one-pointed. And sada ashuchi. And always impure. Again, what is impure? Don't think impure is something else. Looking at the momentary thing, not looking at the eternal, that is asuchi. Suchi means purity. Purity means you go to the essence of the material, where there is no alloy, there is no adulteration. So that is it is ashuchi, whose mind is not suchi, not pure. Pure means God, pure means divinity, pure means your divine self, pure is that which is unchanging, and asuchi is contrary to that. Asuchi, no satat padamapnati. Categorically says, no, so, that person, no, never, not, tat padamapnati, cannot reach that state. Padam is the state. But what happens to him? Sangsarang cha udhigacchati. Samsara means sangsarati iti samsara. That is rotating in the life of birth and death. Birth and death, this changes continuously, flowing in the circle of birth and death. Samsaram cha udhika. They attend to that. That means, what are the criterion? You see how positively, negatively. It is. We may think that it is why they are talking the same thing twice in this way, that way. We are intelligent people. We can hear one time. That is the problem of us, we intelligent people. We get bored with reading this book because they say the same thing again and again and again and again. No? Why they talk about that? Because it does not enter into our brain. In the Yoga Vasishta, we have read that there are 4 types of intellect. Intellect is like a, and you want to penetrate any idea there, say take a pin and take a hammer. You want to strike it. There is buddhi, which is like a rock-like buddhi. So you give, the head of the pin gets bent, comes towards you. It is not penetrating into the wall. That's called the buddhi like rock like buddhi, stone buddhi. That means nothing entered. These ideas will never enter. It is so hard. How many? That's why they talk again and again and again and again. Stone like buddhi. Then it becomes like a, what you call the rubber like buddhi. Rubber. In the rubber, you can just press it. But it does not enter. Immediately it falls down. It, as if it is, you just press it and leave it, it falls down. Then like chamra, but skin like buddhi. Skin like buddhi, you penetrate, it stays that far, but does not go further. You have to again hammer, again hammer, again hammer. And then there is the last buddhi, which is the beautiful, the greatest buddhi which you can cultivate, is like, it is like a oil-like buddhi. Why? Oil example is given. Say take a jar of water and you put few drops of water, oil. What happens? Oil immediately spreads all over. That means it absorbs immediately the idea it is given, it all the mind, with your whole heart and soul you can accept. These are the, so that is the reason the scriptures always are hammering the same idea again and again and again and again.
Swami, so if you have control of the senses, there's like this paradoxical situation playing in my mind. Are you, and with the right and wrong situation, people have control of the senses and they still consciously decide to make like a wrong decision, or even there's like certain like elemental tantra where, you know, as long as you're not hurting someone.
We are not talking in that level of discrimination. That you can do in any other way. We are talking about the mind to go to search for the truth which is beyond this name and form. That means to love God, to see His presence. That type of mind needs a purified mind. And if the mind have not understood that there is no permanency here, here is the permanent reality. There is no joy excepting momentary joy versus the eternal joy. This mind should be convinced. How it can be convinced? Only convinced you go through the experience and analyze, or after a maturity you need not have to do your experience, you see somebody and learn from their experience. So that is the way we move in our spiritual journey. And discrimination is necessary for every part of our life. When you drive the car, you decide whether you will be in the fastest lane or the next lane. It's your decision. Will you take this exit or no, you will take the next exit, or whether you will go this direction or that direction. There are many various ways. So it is you. We must have to decide all these things for our day-to-day running. But this we are talking of a very final level. That discrimination is very simple. God is the reality. Everything is momentary. God is the unchanging, absolute. Everything is changing and finite. God is the source of unending joy. Here is the ending joy. Anything you have this sense at level, this is the analysis here. It is very simple. Because we experience every day that anything in the world of the sensate experience, it is momentary, it stays for some time, and it can bring depression. If I don't get the same thing, it may make my mind jump like a monkey, with joy, and next day go down in depression, deep depression. So I cannot find peace this way. So this discrimination we are talking about here. So, so 8, we are going to 8 or what? 8. Now, Amanaska, they go to the samsara. No? Now the just opposite again. Again. Yastu Vijnanavan Bhavati. Yastu Vijnanavan Bhavati. Samanaska Sada Shuchi. Samanaska Sada Shuchi. Satutat Padamapnoti. Satutat Padamapnoti. Yasmad Bhuyo na jayate. Yasmad Bhuyo na jayate. Just opposite. If you have understood the other verse, we have understood this verse. It says the just opposite. Just to but that person, if a person is Vijnanavan Bhavati, he is very intelligent and adept in discrimination. Here discrimination is discernment. Discernment of what? What is permanent, what is impermanent, what is limited, what is unlimited, what is finite, what is absolute. This type of thing which can give me real joy, what can give a fake joy, momentary joy. So, convinced on this big Jnanavan, that buddhi, if one had, just to big Jnanavan. Suppose any one of us have that buddhi and samanaska, and his mind is alert. Mind does not just run because senses bring something. Mind decides, no, you are my servant. I am the boss. So I like this, I like to think this way, I will meditate this way, I will study this way, I will learn this way. So mind takes a strong stand towards this positive understanding of the intellect. It should be synchronized, no? What buddhi thinks, mind thinks, senses think, and then it can be a perfect journey if it is all connected together. If there is a dislodging situation, that institution is the best institution where everyone in the company works in the same principle, same ideology. So it is like that. In us to bring that coordination between our senses and the mind and the intellect and the ego. So all coordinated. In that way, then life becomes, journey becomes most pleasurable journey. So Samanaska and Sadashuchi, all the time, mind thinks of noble thoughts. It is not like the fly. Fly enjoys both honey and also filth. But the bees, he will be starving, but it will not go into the filth. He will be sitting on a flower. If there is no honey here, goes to the another flower, another flower. So that is the Suchi. Mind will search for the truth, struggling hard. Today I meditated, I didn't get it. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, that insistence, the bhajan, singing, I did. Today it is not that. Okay, I will continue till holding. That is the Suchi. Mind is so pure. So that person, to tat padama apnoti, attains to that state. Yasmad bhuyo na jayate, attaining which no more there is birth, no more there is death. He does not come back again into the cycle of birth. Because he attains to that goal. Journey becomes very comfortable and journey becomes very not only comfortable, it's full of bliss every step. Madhuram, madhuram, madhuradhipati, madhuram, madhuram. That becomes madhura. Madhura means sweet. Madhura means honey. That journey becomes sweet journey because everything coordinated. If your car actually is a new car, as you see, you cannot find any noise even there. But as it becomes old, start It does not take the start. Previously, we used to have a handle, and then out there, crank, crank. You need a strong person to give that start. So, but this is the best instrument is like that. Even nowadays, just touch it, and the engine starts. You don't know that engine has started. So, as best is the machine coordinated, that becomes the soundless, and that becomes the peaceful and this non-disturbing journey. No? So we are all in the journey of the spirit. So we have to, what we learn today, we learn only how to make our intelligence learn to discriminate. The senses purified, the mind under control, so that I can enjoy the spiritual life or whatever life. You want to enjoy the world also. Swami Vivekananda said, to enjoy, you need a good concentrated mind. Swami Vivekananda said, if I have to say anything in the field of education, I will say that don't teach anyone physics, chemistry, math. Teach them how to concentrate. One simple word. If anyone can learn to master the mind, to focus it, now you focus it here, you can see what is here. You focus it there, you can find there. So subject can be changed easily, but the mental power of concentration, of focusing, and that is the great help for even material things to learn. What the question of spiritual life. Okay, so we'll read the next one. Do you have any question for 5 minutes?
Things of the world also much better. But as a spiritual aspirant, I just want to make sure that is not something that we should try to do, because we keep our mind on God as much as possible.
Yeah, but you know, all spiritual students are not in the same grade. We have entered into a college to get degrees. But someone may be in the 5th grade, someone may be 8th grade, someone may be in the 10th grade, someone may be in the 12th grade. So according to their ability, if they are in the 5th grade, let them experience certain thing and learn. They will not listen. The highest teaching is there. But they think, oh my God, they are talking, it does not make sense. Okay, now go and test. But don't be a fool. Test and come back. Because if testing the sensate experience is nothing bad, for a person who is not that much in that level to accept that, his heart, our heart should say yes. Our mind should say yes, yes. If the desire is inside, and only philosophically I think this way, and not overcome them, then it may bring that person down. That does not mean that one should not strive to get beyond. But the question is that before having any experience, if you tell a student who has never, say, I am getting diabetic, and you are telling me don't take rasgulla, or don't take sweets. But if I am so much greedy, then you will have to say, okay, don't take, it will increase your diabetes. I don't know, no, he is telling, but let me try. So you try and get more, and then you get insulin, then you say, oh no, I'm now not taking anything. So experience sometimes give you a better, experience is a better teacher for everyone. But who is matured does not need. One learned by his own experience, another person learned by seeing someone's experience. Who can learn by seeing someone, that soul is advanced. There is nothing glory to that person. He has experienced before. We see only this life. This life is a short span. There is so much before. So it is a journey, but effort should be made for higher and higher journey all the time.
The person who is learning from seeing somebody's experience maybe had that one directly in the past life.
That I said only. You clarified it. I said that much only. They have experienced in previous lives.
Swami, isn't it true though, I mean, to you using God a lot today, and like God, certainly man didn't make those flowers up there on the shrine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's way beyond our capacity to create. So therefore, if that which was able to create that beauty, we can recognize that we're appreciating that.
You do that. That's a different idea. You are bringing God.
So the same thing
No.
with all of the world,
That-
we can do that.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a different attitude. You are bringing God in everything.
Yeah.
You are not looking at the flower, beautiful flower, ha ha ha, beautiful, aha, flower is beautiful. No, flower is beautiful because God is beautiful, manifesting God.
Reflecting
So you have to bring God, it is God's beauty. I see a lovely face, ha ha ha, how beautiful is she or he. Then I am going to the sunset experience. But if you say, oh, this beauty, whose beauty? It's the Lord's beauty. If you can get one step into, then your mind is Shuddha, pure. Then your understanding is Shuddha. If you can do that, you have advanced.
If we can do that, then the beauty will not be only in the flower.
Yeah.
Off as well.
Yeah, the rock, the sky,
Yeah.
the sun, the ocean.
And that also is a sign. Yes, you can see beauty everywhere. I was seeing that there is a fresh leaf has come. No? So bright, so shining. Huh? Whose beauty is that? Instantly, a Shuddha mind, pure mind, will click this. Oh, it's the beauty of the Lord manifesting through this. So you come back to the same awareness of God. You call God, you call Atman, you call Brahman. I don't care for these names. Most of the distinction comes in different religion for that. But for Vedanta, it is very simple. Whatever language you want to say, the only one thing that is manifesting through every. But how many people can appreciate that also? Those who can do, they have advanced.
Well, isn't that one of the wonders or the things that we can be grateful for the bhakti path? Because even our desires themselves, if we track a desire to its root, it's never for the cigarette or the rasgulla. It's always something.
No, you can enjoy the rasgulla also that way. Really, if you really can, if you transform your attitude, it is the attitude.
The sweet.
Why not? Because you are not taking, you are taking as prasad. That's a different perspective. When you are taking the object as an object, it is a sensate object and senses are experiencing. But with your mind and your understanding, you are changing the whole perspective of that object. So it is same. That's a bhakti approach and seeing God everywhere. And that is also chitta shuddhi. Mind will be purified by that.
We had a lecture here last Thursday, this class, held by another Swami, and a lot of it was on readings of Vivekananda, and he was dealing with the Irish nun.
Mm-hmm.
He was teaching her, don't go around saying, oh, isn't the sunset beautiful, or the flowers lovely, because you're missing the whole point. And you'll stop there. The whole idea is to go way beyond that.
We normally in our life we stop there. The sun is beautiful. See the sunset. Oh, see the full moon. See the wonderful ocean. So yes, that is true. But we have to go one step more. That is also good. If you can see the beauty in the most beautiful thing in the world.
What was interesting was pointed out that Americans are a little bit boorish in running around saying, oh, isn't everything just lovely, lovely, lovely? And they said they don't do that in India. It's considered bad manners. your emotions inside a little bit. The Americans, you go blurting it all out. I know I
No, Indians also do that. It is human nature. Okay, so thank you all. Let us end with the same chant. Sahana bhavatu. Om Shahana bhavatu. Shahanau bhunaktu. Saha viryam karvavahai. तेजस्वी नावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः peace peace peace